Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for joining us on this breezy, chilly Saturday here at CCBC Essex as the Knights prepare to take on the visitors in Genesee. We're going to turn things over to our PA address announcer for the starters. We'll be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we'd like to introduce our starters, beginning with our visitors from Genesee. Number 4, Spencer Nyhart. Number 7, Ben Bolt. Number 10, Jordan Boyenko. Number 11, Jalen Lee. Number 12, Brian Duran. Number 16, Blake Terry. Number 18, Ryan Stapleton. Number 20, Baden Boyenko. Number 27, Jake Smetter. And starting in goal for the Cougars, number 30, Owen Anzalone. The Cougars are led by head coach Dave Hoover. He's assisted by Derek Hoover and Pete Grove. And now the starting lineup for your CCBC Essex Knights. Number 1, Troy McNeil. Number 2, Hassan Davis. Number 4, Josh Skelfie. Number 5, Graham Sevey. Number 8, Nate Downey. Number 11, Ian Wertheimer. Number 20, Jimmy Jackson. Number 22, Evan Clement. Number 48, Kyle Appel. And starting in goal for your Knights, number 32, Jacob Lance. Your Knights are led by head coach Tim King, who's assisted by Ken Reed, Russ Tutt, and Jim Rude. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask all that are able to please rise as we honor America.
Hello, Lacrosse fans. Aaron Thomas on the call here once again for Knights lacrosse action here at the Castle. As the Genesee Cougars come into the Kingdom to take on the Knights. Knights, their tough test to the season continues, as last week they had a game against the number 3 ranked team in the nation. Well, this week they have a game against the number 2 ranked team in the nation. The Knights keeping their number 7 ranking, despite the loss last week. Lost last week, if a good defensive start to the game here for the Knights. As you see, the bad pass leads to a turnover, quick transition opportunity, though Jimmy Jackson couldn't catch that one cleanly. First opportunity at offense here for the Knights. I started to say the loss last week. If you're just looking at the box score, I don't think it tells the whole story of the game, as the Knights had some moments in that and kept it relatively close through three quarters. Fourth quarter certainly did not go their way, as the Lions started to pull away with it. Let's see what the Knights have here early in the first quarter. 45 on the shot clock. Lots of time to work here. Get the offensive unit that they want. They're going to get into their set. Behind the cage. Turn. The pass, it's up top. Can't catch it cleanly. He was thinking about the shot before he made the catch, and it's a turnover. Wait. This ball ends up on the ground again, only to be scooped up by the Cougars. And now here they go, trying to go transition. Passes out in front. Oh, here goes the give and go. Shot, bounces in front of the cage, and the Cougars will hold on to possession. Don't know if Jacob Lance got a piece of that or not, or it just bounced over his shoulder. Regardless, it was a good opportunity at offense for the Cougars. First good opportunity of the game. There's a quick play. Good job with the long stick there by the Knights defender. And there, the ground ball goes to the Knights. Here they go. Transition. A lot of green in front. Now they get their offensive unit on the field. The second offensive possession of the game here for the Knights. First one ended in a turnover, though it could have ended in a good shot, though. Had their chance. See if they can make another chance for themselves here. Knights good movement here. Now one-on-one. Beats the defender, passes a little bit behind its target, though the ground ball is scooped up by the Knights. So another go at it and a whistle, and the Knights turn it over. Cougars will take over possession. Long sticks. No problem getting the ball into the offensive zone that time. Another opportunity for the Cougars on offense. Last time down, good shot on the goal that bounced over the net. And here's a go. Pass behind. Another pass. The shot doesn't get there. I think it's deflected. Ground ball scooped up by the Cougars. They still have possession. Here's a shot. Lance sends it away. Not out of the danger zone. Can't get the worm burner, though. Number 10, Jordan Bianco, the freshman, with a nice move there. Lance sent one away. It got a piece of his stick or body, and then the recovery by the Cougars leads to our first goal of the game. It's an early 1-0 lead here for the Yellowcoats. Back-to-back good offensive possessions for the Cougars, leading to the goal.
Genesee goal scored by number 10, Jordan Bianco. Time of the goal, 3 minutes, 39 seconds in the first quarter.
Face-off violation there by the Knights gives possession to the Cougars. And we saw the face-off woes were a big deal last week against Nassau. They were dominated at the X to start the game. Kind of found their footing down the stretch. The face-off's going to be a big deal for the Knights this season as they don't have a returning face-off man. What a defensive play there by number 48. And the whistle is blown. That's Kyle Appel, the sophomore out of Calvert Hall, the former Cardinal, with a nice move there, though it doesn't get possession for his team. Cougars will still have it here, as you see. Fresh shot clock, good pick play, but good recovery on defense. Cougars, oh, denied by the post. The Knights will take over possession. Long pass is almost intercepted. Man, that was dangerous. What a check. That's beautiful lacrosse. The Knights escape out of the danger zone, split the defense. Here they go. And they'll slow things down, get their unit on the field. You saw a hand gesture from number 4, Joshua Shelfie, Skelfie. We'll get it right. Second game of the season. 10 minutes on the clock here in this first quarter. Exciting first quarter. Lots of opportunities at offense, but only one goal on the clock. Or on the scoreboard, I should say. Good dodge. Gets himself some space. Maybe a shot. Great recovery on defense there from the Cougars. Nice pass. And the shot is just a little wide. Great find there with the pass and a whistle. Maybe started a little too soon, or maybe the clock didn't start fast enough. It's a good offensive set here for the Knights. Going to have a fresh shot clock to work with. And under 10 to play in this first quarter. Here's a one-on-one now behind the cage. Spin. Tried to attack. Great defense there from number 7, Ben Bolt. Knights will try a different strategy here as they regroup. Here comes a shot. Bounces and hits the post. Is celebrated a little bit too early there. Good offensive set there. They'll have another go at it. The Knights are knocking on opportunity's door. Can they find a way to break through here? It's a good pick. Better recovery on the defense. The slide is on point so far for the Cougars. Knights still looking. Opportunity. Shot. That's well over the cage. I think it was behind as well. Regardless, missed opportunity. Knights, 55 on the shot clock, 8 minutes and 20 on the game clock. Lots of time. Another tough afternoon for lacrosse here. The wind's not as much, and there's a goal! Number 45 for the Knights with a Pedro-like fastball down into that bottom corner. Cole Tebow with a missile there, and we are tied up.
Essex goal scored by number 45, Cole Tebow. Time of goal, 6 minutes, 51 seconds in the first.
Back to the face-off here as we have just over 8 minutes to play in this first quarter, and this game is a little bit different now as we're tied up at 1, and another violation at the face-off gives a free possession to the Cougars. Face-off woes continue here early on in the contest. Little stoppage there. Dinner plan talks for after the game, I'm sure. Here come the Cougars. Long time for them on defense, as the Knights had a couple possessions there. Couple restarts on the shot clock. In total, it was about 2-3 minutes off the clock. See if the Cougars, and that's a great give and go, but a great slide on defense for the Knights. And the Cougars keep banging at the drum and find a way through. As you saw, the slide was there, and then he slowed down, spun around, and got himself into a good scoring position. And it's anything you can do, I can do better to start. As the Cougars get the first goal, the Knights answer back with the second. And the Cougars, once again, there with the third. 2-1 is our score, with 7 minutes and 36 seconds left here in this first quarter. Exciting start to this one. And there's a clean face-off win. 1v1. The give and go. Ow, the score! What a run down the field there from the Cougars, number 22, Andrew Forte. Oh, interesting. Young man's last name is Forte, and he wears number 22. I wonder if he's a Bears fan. Former Bears running back Matt Forte used to wear number 22. Certainly looked like Matt Forte on that play. The one-on-one breakaway, the face-off win, and then he did the work himself. And that's our first run there as the Cougars back-to-back goals. It's a 2-0 run for them. Ground ball, a scrum for it, a whistle. Who got caught with a hand in the cookie jar? Looks like the Cougars did. Knights will take over. Need a good offensive set here from the Knights. Can't allow the Cougars to get momentum and hold on to it. Tough contest against the number 2 ranked team in the nation. Though this Knights team, ranked number 7, they're still top 10. There's the spin around the pick. Gets himself some space. The shot by Jackson is just a bit outside. Quick restart. Shot. That one's not on cage, but the Knights will still hold on to possession. 44 on the shot clock now. Under 7 to play on the game clock. Good opportunity. Here comes the slide. Can he get the extra pass? No longer has the advantage, and a great save there down onto his knees, as that was a tremendous shot from Evan Clement. The goalkeeper, number 20, Baden Boyanki. That doesn't sound right. Is it number 30? It is, Owen Anzoli with the save there. Good offensive set for the Knights, though, as they got themselves another good look at the goal. Just weren't able to break through that time. Both these goalies have been tested early here, and they've stepped up to the challenge so far. Both goalies have made good saves to start. Remember, Lance had that great save to start things, and there's another save from number 32. Though he's not out of the danger zone just yet. Pass. Dodge, spin, shot, and it doesn't find its way to the cage. It's deflected, and Lance gets that big spoon on it and gets possession for the Whitecoats. And the D-Midi will take it into the zone and get the offense set up. We don't keep time of possession stats up here in the booth, but if we did, the time of possession, I'm guessing the arrow would be pointing in the favor of the Knights. They've had a lot of opportunities on offense here, and there's a good one. Tebow beat his man, got the slide on him, and the extra pass is intercepted. A good read defensively there from number 27 for the Cougars. Jake Smeater, the sophomore, gets possession for his team. And the Cougars can build on their lead here as they're still up 3-1 with just under 5 minutes to play in what has been a very exciting first quarter on a breezy Saturday afternoon here at the Castle. Take this time to thank you for joining us this afternoon, and thanks for joining us all season long. It's been an exciting start to the season here in our second game of the year. Great defense there by number 5 to start. Graham Sevey, one of the sophomores on this team. Cougars still with possession, and Lance makes the save, but he can't. Oh, he does get the ground ball. Nice move there from number 32 again. Oh, nice dodge. And another one. He's got him looking all around. Number 1, Troy McNeil, the D-Midi with the nice stick skills there. Gets his team possession. They got another crack at it here. This game is very close. 3-1 is what the score is. It's been 3-1 for a couple minutes now. It was 1-1, and then the Cougars answered back with a 2-goal run. Here's the handoff. Jackson looking for the extra pass. And he will have to regroup here. Here's the one-on-one. Jackson. He'll have to give it up. Good defense there. 22 on the shot clock, so not a lot of time. The Knights got to go. Now 10 on the shot clock. Tebow winds, shoots, and it's wide. Knights will still hold on to possession, though that will not restart the shot clock. Quick shot right onto the spoon. Nothing really the Knights could do there, though, as they only had 5 seconds to get something on cage. Oh, a tremendous display of transition offense here, though that pass was a little too high, and it comes back to bite the Cougars. I'll take the blame on that one. I think that was the old announcer's jinx there. As a great transition offense here for the Knights. Shot, and it's sent away. And there is our first display of the laundry. Yellow flags out on the field, and we will see the man-up unit for the Knights squad. Is it going to be 30 seconds or a minute? We're going to find out here in a moment.
Genesee penalty number 27, Jake Smeater. 1 minute.
So it's 1 minute on the man up here. Let's see if they take their time or if they go for a quick shot. Taking their time here to start, though this is good defense on the man down to start here for the Cougars. Now the Knights picking it up. The shot, and that is well over the cage. Good shot there, though. Or good opportunity for a shot. Just the accuracy could have been better. There's a bounce pass. Shot from Jackson is deflected, and it goes over the cage. Knights have it again. Another pass. Can't be caught. And the ground ball is had by the Cougars, and they can hold on until these two teams are at even strength. They may not have gotten a goal there, but I think that's still a good man-down possession, or excuse me, man-up possession for the Knights. Couple shots on goal. Just being stonewalled on offense right now, and there's a timeout taken by the Cougars, so we will take one too.
Timeout. Genesee.
A minute and 4 on the clock in this first quarter. The score is 3-1. The Cougars are in the driver's seat, and they have possession then they will have possession when we return. All right, we are back, and these two teams are back out onto the field, and this tough test to the season will continue for the Knights, as this is their second game of their first 4 against top 10 opponents. They face the number 3 ranked Nassau Lions, to start the season, and now they're up against the number 2 ranked Genesee Cougars. Under a minute to play on the game clock in this first quarter. First quarter where the Cougars may be in the lead 3-1, but it's not a dominating performance by the Cougars. The Knights have had their opportunities, and I think they've stepped up to the test so far. Oh, nice dodge there. He's going to get him to turn around again. Now the double team, and that's a great slide there from the Knights defense. Though it does lead to a goal there for the Cougars. You see the slide there initially was great. The second slide, not so much, as the open shot right in front of the cage leads to an easy goal for the Cougars.
Assisted by number 20, time to go 14:43.
It's a classic hockey assist there, as the initial attack from Timothy Martino, the sophomore midfielder from Blue Island, Illinois. He got the defense to collapse on him. He made the pass to behind the cage, and then that one extra pass leads to a goal. Coaching staff really can't draw it up any better than this, and the Cougars could get 2 straight goals here under 10 seconds, and Lance comes out of the cage, though the whistle will award possession to the Knights, and that will be all she wrote. Oh, goalie had to be on his toes there as it bounced off the stick of number 18 right in front of the cage. Ryan Stapleton should go check for a hole on that stick. So I think he thought he had an easy catch there. 4-1 is the score after the first quarter, and good performance from both teams to start. We'll see what the second quarter has in store in the next 15 minutes, as we will be back to this top 10 showdown after this short break.
I have to head down.
It didn't come up on my phone, but I just typed in CCBC Essex. I wasn't sure, is there something I should look for?
It should come up under that or CCBC Essex Athletics, CCBC Essex Knights, but the channel isn't coming up. Like, it doesn't say, here's the channel.
CCBC Essex Knights is live now.
Right. So
It came
that
up
you would
on
get the notification, but like when you're searching it in YouTube, after we search it, it should still pull the channel. And it's not. It's pulling the videos, but not the channel. Which is weird.
My name's Aaron, by the way.
My name's Ashley. Hi. Well, at least they won't have to suffer through my horrible cameraman job.
Oh, I'm sure you're doing just fine.
I don't know. We'll see.
There's not much to it.
I'm going to hear all about it later. About how
Yeah, that's a bonus of having a job. It's always there's somebody to tell you when you mess up.
Yeah. It's going to be Rocco. He's going to be like, you're never going to do this again.
Oh.
It's like, oh, thanks.
Rocco's a great guy.
No, I know he is. Here. We need an extra person.
Top 10 opponent the Knights have, or this is their second of 4 straight top 10 opponents the Knights have to start. Jackson had a hat trick last week in that game on just 7. Movement away from the ball. Some players cutting towards goal. Waiting for something to open up. Not afraid to take some time off the game clock and shot clock, though. I think that is a key to this game for the Knights. They got to be aggressive. Wait for their opportunities to come. And that pass is a little bit too far out in front of Jackson. And the good offensive set for the end poorly. Getting, or maybe not so easy. There towards the end, good shoot, Evan Clement. Cougars. Oh, ball's on the ground. Great defense there from the long stick that time. Number 8 gets the oohs and ahs. Nathan Downey from the crowd, the LSM. With a nice play there by the Knights. So an early timeout here in this second quarter. The Knights want to talk some strategy, and I will take this opportunity to give you some more information about last week's game from the Knights. Cole Tebow, man who had the goal earlier today for the Knights, had 3 assists in last week's game against the Lions, and Jacob Lance, the goalkeeper for the Knights, who's already been tested early here in this first half. He had 11 saves against the Lions last week. And it was 11 loud saves as he had a couple tremendous saves in between the pipes that kept that game close in the first 3 quarters. Dylan Fahey, the other goalie for this Knight squad, did come in towards the end of that contest, played the last 7 minutes and made 3 saves in that 7 minutes. And the referee blows the whistle to get us restarted here in this second quarter. Knights still with possession after the timeout. There's a pass. The shot that follows is a goal for the Knights. And they execute the play out of the timeout perfectly. Coach Tim King got to be happy about that, as the Knights draw a little closer after the goal from number 22, Evan Clement.
Essex goal scored by number 22, Evan Clement. Time of the goal, 2 minutes, 14 seconds.
The sophomore out of Mount Carmel, way of San Diego, California, the man out of the 619. Hope he's got some family over there watching the game, as they got to see their boy come up with a big goal for the Knights there. That gets this game a little closer. 4-2 is our score, and the Knights can draw a little closer once again, as this time the faceoff violation goes against the Yellowcoats, and the Knights will take over. McNeil will head onto the other sideline as the offensive unit gets onto the field for the Knights. And let's see if they can get a 2-goal run here. The spin around the pick. And now they have the advantage with the short stick. Let's see if he takes it right at him or he gives it up. He takes him behind the cage. Pass. Another pass. Here's the shot, and it's saved. Nice save. And the bounce is high up into the air and caught by the Cougars. Here comes their transition. A great transition from them. Lots of green in front. And they'll slow down, get their unit onto the field. A good offensive set there for the Knights as they get a great shot off, but it was a tremendous save from the Cougars goalie that keeps this game at 4-2 with just over 11 minutes to play in the second quarter. Cougars, can they answer the goal back right here? Oh, lots of real estate. The pass across the field. A good slide. Another pass leads to a goal, though. And that second slide is just a little late there for the Knights once again. The pass across the field stretched the Knights' defense out a little bit, and then they were vulnerable through the middle. As you saw that second pass right back in towards the middle, where the cutting attackman caught it and finished it. 5-2, the Knights back down by 3. Anything you can do, I can do better kind of contest. And the reaction on the sideline from the coaching staff says it all. Really, what are you going to do there? Good contact there with the checks, but tremendous ball control. Finally, it's on the ground after his 4th or 5th hit. He's got it again, though. Effort will get you mighty far in life. And number 2, Terrence Green, the sophomore midfielder of Newark, New York, displaying a tremendous amount of effort there for the Cougars as they will hold on to possession after the whistle. They had the goal just a minute ago. They could get another one here. This is what the Knights need to avoid, allowing the Cougars to get multiple opportunities in a row. That's why that face-off is so important here in this game and every game. Momentum. Swing on a dime, but if a team's getting opportunity after opportunity, well, they're going to be the team with the momentum. There's a good ride on defense there. Extra pass. Shot. Oh, what an effort! Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun. Austin Palmer there. Looking like Allen Iverson wearing number 3 with the shot on goal there. The sophomore out of Hamburg, New York, out of St. Francis High School with a tremendous shot there. And that is 2 straight goals for the Cougars. 2-6. And now with 10 minutes to play in the second quarter, the Cougars have already matched their goal total from the first quarter at 3. The yellow coats seem to have found their groove here. The Knights need a big hit or a big play or just a really good offensive set, something to get some of that momentum back on their side. Cannot allow the Cougars to roll with that momentum for too long. This Cougars offense, the kind of offense where you blink and they can put 3-4 goals on the board, as we're seeing right now. And that one is wide of the net, but a great shot opportunity there from number 13. Ground ball scooped up by the Cougars as the pass didn't find its target. Under 20 on the shot clock, so the Cougars don't have a lot of time here. They'll work it over behind the cage and set something up here. Now under 10 on the shot. Oh, sent away, but that should get him a fresh shot clock because I think that was on net. Nope, 4. Shot, and that'll be the shot clock violation. Knights will take over possession. Long pass. And that stick was dangerously close up near the head area, and the zebra stripes was right there. And you hear the moans and groans from the Knights sideline as they were expecting a call there, and I got to say, I'm right there with them. Seemed pretty blatant. And there, the ground ball scooped up by the Knights. They get possession. Funny how karma works like that sometimes. With just over 8 minutes to play in the second quarter, the Knights need a good possession here, preferably a goal. Shot, and a goal there from the Knights. Number 45, Cole Tebow with another fastball. Finds its way to the back of the net. The Knights will cut into that lead a little bit. And Cole Tebow wasn't on that field long. He was checking in right from the sideline. He got the pass and fired it into the back of the net. And that is just what the doctor ordered. The Knights needed that. Now they're going to have a face-off here with the long stick. Always love to see that. This should be fun. Coach King wants to take a timeout. Talk a little strategy here before these two teams play the final 7 minutes and change of this second quarter. Scalfie and Tebow get their moment in the sun from the PA announcer, and these two teams will talk strategy. Sounds about right. I think that's what he said. I never do that. I only ever do the commentating. So
because I've never done that either.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Are you an intern with the program this semester, or you just worked at CCBC and
I've been working here for like 4 years.
Oh wow.
Lifeguarding, and then I think about a year and a half, maybe 2 years ago, I started teaching. And I just do this to help out because they had 2 people call out sometimes, and they had 2 people call out today. And so like Rebecca asked me, because I'm friends with everyone in the equipment room basically, and she asked me if I could help, and I was like, yeah, of course. So sweet. I just do this for fun.
Yeah, I'm sure you're getting paid too, so that's not bad.
Plus I love Robin, so I'm not.
Yeah, exactly. He's the best. All right, we're back here, and let's see what the strategy talk was for these two teams. An ambush on the ball there. Ground ball finally won by the Knights. Let's see what they can do with it. They got a goal just a minute ago. Can they have their first 2-goal run here? Good ball movement here to start this possession for the Knights as there's now 50 on the shot clock. The Knights seem very content with taking their time every time down the field. Jackson winds up, shoots, and it's deflected. Doesn't even get past him, really, as I think that hit the first defender in front of him, and the Laundry's on the field. Looks like it'll go against the Knights as the Cougars have possession. You see that long stick in the offensive zone. More times than not, he's thinking one thing and one thing only: shoot the ball. Better luck with that long stick going for a bounce shot. It's harder to see. And the man-up unit is taking the field here for the Cougars. This is our first opportunity to see the man-up unit for the Cougars. Their man-down unit had an opportunity to shine earlier in the first quarter where they shut out a man-up opportunity for the Knights. Jimmy Jackson, 1 minute for slashing. Rough afternoon here for the sophomore to start, though I'm sure he'll find his footing in this game and get a goal or two before that final whistle blows. Number 20 is going to be big-time contributor for this program this season. Let's see what the man-down unit has in store for the Knights. Quick passes around the rubber band right here. And the whistle goes against the Cougars, and the Knights, if they play smart here, could hold on for the final 30 seconds and change of this man down. Could successfully get out of a sticky situation here with no damage. 20 seconds now left on that man down. Knights with possession. Even though they were 16-4 losers last week, their man down unit had some success as they were able to hold the Lions scoreless on the man up a couple times, and these two teams are back at even strength as you see Jackson has the ball. And a mental error for the Cougars cost them a great opportunity there. There's a spin. Clement trying to get around his defender. Great recovery. He winds up and shoots, and it has it stolen from him. He doesn't even get the shot off. Great defense there from the Cougars. Here come the yellow coats on the run. Good transition. Almost a turnover, and indeed it is a turnover. A late whistle, though. Is he saying he got the time out there before the turnover? Wow. Under 5 minutes to play. 6-3 is the score. The Knights and Cougars are in the middle of a dogfight. We'll see the rest of the first half after this short break. Lacrosse team uses the pool for workouts and stuff. What is the class that you teach?
Swimming.
Oh, that's cool.
I teach little kids how to swim, and then I work with special needs kids, and then I've also worked with adults. But I really like the kids.
That's awesome. Wow, that's so cool. I'm sure that's going to be very rewarding.
It is, especially with the special needs, because they teach you new things every day. You have to reword things, and they just teach you.
That's
different ways
awesome.
of teaching and explaining things.
Yeah, I know all about that. My brother has severe autism.
Oh,
He's
really?
verbal, but he doesn't have normal conversations. So you always have to like find different ways to teach him things and get him to express himself. So I
Yeah.
can't imagine. I mean, I don't. He loves the water, but he doesn't know how to swim. We had to put a life jacket on him, but he loves the water.
Yeah, see, my brother's autistic too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
So he's just really learning.
Two teams are back out onto the field. Under 5 to play. 6-3 is the score right now. And the Zebra Stripe said that Genesee, the Cougars. Oh, and the score right out of the timeout. And Jacob Lance pleading with his defenders there. I think he feels that somebody was out of position there. I got to say, man, if you were a Knights fan, I'd be upset that the Cougars even had possession there. Seemed like the Cougars were in the middle of turning it over before that timeout was called. Ball was on the carpet when the whistle was blown. Regardless, the Cougars get a goal there. 7-3 is the score with just over 4 minutes to play in the second quarter. There's a good face-off win and a run. The shot, it's sent away. What a save! And the Knights will hold on to possession. Real good display of offense there from Hassan Davis. Man who was struggling with the faceoffs to start the game. McNeil cutting towards the basket. Gives Jackson a shot, and he scores! The goal for the Knights. McNeil got the defense to collapse on him with the initial cut, and that opened up the passing lane for Jackson over the top, which led to the goal. That is picture-perfect lacrosse. Coach King and the coaching staff and the rest of the coaching staff got to be happy with that because they can't really draw it up any better than that. 7-4 as the Knights do not get discouraged as they answer with a goal of their own not even a minute later. And this tremendous first half will continue. It's anything you can do, I can do better. The only thing that's separating these two teams is, oh, there's a nice interception. Here's the run, the pass. One more pass. It's coming. What a hit right in front of the cage. The Knights will still have possession. And the Knights seem to have found some footing here offensively. Let's see if they can put a run together in this final 3 minutes. Jackson, the goal scorer just a moment ago, spins. Now gives it up, passes a little bit too far out in front, and that's going to be a turnover. And you saw the frustration on the sideline from the coaching staff. That really says it all. Jackson, pass was a little inaccurate, leads to a turnover. It's a missed opportunity for the Knights, one they certainly cannot afford to miss, as they're down 7-4 with 3 minutes and some change left in the first half. The swim buys him some space, but not enough as he has to give it up. 35 on the shot clock. Let's see what the Knights do. The spin gets him some space. Another spin. The shot, that's wide. And a good recovery on defense there from number 48 of the Knights. Cougars still with possession here. Kyle Appel with a good display of defense there. just a moment ago. 15 on the shot clock now. Cougars, not a lot of time. The pass in front of the cage. Nothing Jacob Lance could do about that. He was left exposed as there was no defense to help him out there. Defense was all on that other side. They collapsed onto one side, and the Cougars noticed, found a nice little opening and made the most of it, and is back to a 4-goal lead for the Cougars. 8-4. Anything you can do, I can do better. Cougars not allowing the Knights to put a run together. They've been able to answer every goal scored so far for the Knights. On top of that, they've been able to go on a couple runs. Ground ball bounced around both teams, finally scooped up by the Knights. And with just over 2 minutes left in the first half, the Knights will have a fresh shot clock to work with here. Their hole got a little bit bigger just a second ago. Jackson, the shot, and I think the goalie got a piece of that one. Either that or it was wide. Regardless, the Knights will still hold on to possession here now. Under 2 minutes to play. 50 on the shot clock now. The spin. Clement gets himself a shot, and it's a save. Whoa, Nelly. Kill or be killed sometimes between those pipes. And the Cougars goalie decided he wanted to live to see another day. What a fake. But the shot doesn't find the target. Nice display of offense there from number 15, Robert Conklin, the freshman out of Brewster. Over a minute left on the shot clock. And just over a minute left on the game clock as well. The two clocks are separated by about 10 seconds, so the Knights can't hold for the final shot, but they can take a lot of the time left in this first half with this possession. Clement spins, and the defense was ready for it that time, and Clement just ran out of real estate, and we find out why as the Laundry's out on the field. And the Knights will have possession again, and this time they can hold for the final shot. This is our second look at the man-up unit for the Knights. They were held scoreless their first time on the field. Both man-up units have been held scoreless so far here in this game, as both teams have had one opportunity each on the man-up.
Genesee, penalty number 7, Ben Bolt, 30 seconds for holding.
So with 49 on the game clock, that 30 seconds won't take us to halftime, but that 80 seconds on the shot clock certainly could take us to halftime. Let's see if the man-up unit has a little bit more urgency, as this opportunity is only 30 seconds. Half of it already gone. Long pass, great slide there. Does not lead to a shot. There's the shot. It's saved, and the recovery as it bounced over his shoulder. Luckily, it didn't bounce over his shoulder into the back of the net. That's luckily for the Cougars, players, coaches, and fans, that is. Unluckily for the Knights. Here's a lucky break for the Knights. A shot right before half, the behind the back. There's the shot. Another save. Whoa. Jackson with the scoop. He gets the shot. No. And we will go to halftime at 8-4. Man, that was an exciting 50 seconds. 8-4 is the score at the end of the first 30. The Cougars are in the driver's seat, but the Knights are hanging around and making it competitive. This top 10 showdown will continue after this short break.
8-4. So I'm assuming that's 8. That's 4.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Did it work?
Oh, you're not gonna see that up there. That's controlled down there. What you're controlling is what the fans at home are seeing on there.
Oh.
So if you did what Rocco told you to do, I'm sure it worked. If not, he's gonna call you or me.
Well, it's fine.
Yeah.
I did it. You watched me do it.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
It's okay.
So I'm sure you're all good.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry to come in here.
You're good.
You can send your angry letters over there.
I will.
And we are back here, and looked like a face-off win there for a second for Hassan Davis, but he couldn't hold on to it cleanly. And the Cougars instead will start this second half with a possession. And they'll start the second half in the driver's seat, much like they are on the scoreboard, as it's an 8-4 score right now. And a good display of sticks skills there as he's able to hold on to possession of the ball despite the tremendous defense there from the Knights. Cougars will have possession still as the bounce pass behind the cage finds its target. Good collapse on defense there as the Cougars now have to restart. And the restart leads to a goal. And a nice goal there from number 20. Or no goal. It's waved off. 8-4. Number 20, Baden Boyanko, worked himself into a good position. Zebra Stripes wave off the goal, though, 8-4. Knights caught a little bit of a break there on the defensive zone. Can they capitalize it here on the offensive side of the field now? The Knights offense certainly looked like they were finding their groove down the stretch in that second quarter. Cole Tebow, big part of that. He's got his fingerprints all over the offensive game so far. There's a bounce shot that goes over the shoulder of the goalie, but he's able to get that big stick up there and make the save. Those bounce shots, you talk to goalies, they're tough saves to make, but that time displayed the good stick skills, made the save. A good ride forces him out of bounds, and that's a turnover. Knights catch another break on the defensive zone. Can they capitalize on it this time? Last time, they got a good shot off, but it was a tremendous save. And there, the pass is deflected, and then the ground ball scooped up. Tough offensive set that time as the Cougars defense sniffed out that pass, made the play. Here comes the transition game. The dodge around, the shot, and it's wide, but it doesn't get to the end line, so it's a quick turnaround, and the Knights are in position to make the stop initially. The Cougars will have to recover here. That's good defense. Oh, great dodge. The shot, it's sent away. I think Lance got a stick on that. A tremendous dodge there from Austin Palmer. Got himself away from Troy McNeil. He was able to get the shot off, but he was sent away by Lance. Man, Austin Palmer really does look like Allen Iverson in that number 3 jersey. Oh, and there's a great display of offense from the Cougars, just muscling their way into a goal-scoring area. Another lucky break, though, for the Knights, though, as the Zebra Stripes whistle it off. As the Cougars, not good job of field awareness there. They muscled their way into a goal-scoring area, but a little bit too close, the Zebra Stripes say. And that's the second ball to find the back of the net to be waved off here in this second half. Coaching staff on the Cougars sideline letting the Zebra Stripes hear it. They're not happy with that last call. Knights have caught a couple breaks here in this third quarter, and they are knocking on opportunity's door. Jimmy Jackson, one-on-one. Here's the dodge, and he loses it. recovers. Here's the double team. He's got to get rid of it. And he does. 15 on the shot clock. Knights, not a lot of time. Got to go. And they know that. Space, shot. What a save! And the pass over everybody's head. And the Knights catch another break defensively there. That's a mental lapse. And the Laundry's on the field. Knights. Pass doesn't find its target. That whistle goes against the Knights, but possession will stay with the Knights, as you saw the near sideline judge throw that flag on the field. It'll go against the Cougars. This is our third opportunity at seeing the man-up unit for the Knights. They're 0 for 2 to start. Let's see if they can break that trend. See if the third time is the charm. Clement and Mason Hickman talking a little strategy. Hickman had some good times and bad times last week against the Lions, but here this afternoon he has been a solid contributor in the game. No points to his name so far, but he's helping this offensive unit get into its groove. Hickman there with the pass over to Jackson as the Knights quickly moving the ball around the rubber band. Another 30-second man up. So it's a short man up once again. Only 10 seconds left. Got to go. Here's Clement. Thought about the shot, gave it up to Hickman. Right back. And the Knights will not get a shot off as these two teams are back at even strength. Great defense, and there is the goal from number 7, Noah Park. You talk about, coaches will talk about some of the most dangerous moments in the game is when the two teams are getting back to even strength. A lot of times the defense will find itself out of position for a moment, and a lot of times the offense just needs a moment. And there, the Knights offense needed just that moment to get back into this game. 8-5 as Noah Park gets in on the scoring. The sophomore out of Westminster. What the Knights really need is a run here. It's been back and forth every time the Knights score, as the Cougars have been able to answer every time. And that time the shot well over the cage, though. Cougars' first one on the line once again. As I was saying, every time the Knights have scored so far here in this one, the Cougars have answered back with a goal immediately afterwards. It's a big reason the score looks the way it does. Knights just searching for that consistency here. Let's see if they can find it. Here's the mismatch with the short stick, the D-midi. And saved by Lance. Ball's out in front of the crease, and it's scooped up by a long stick for the Knights. And a good save there from number 32 for the Knights again. Quick transition offense. Clement, the shot, the goal! And the Knights put together their first run of the game, as that is now 2 goals for number 22. 8-6 is the score, and the Knights, maybe, just maybe, starting to find their groove here in this one, as this battle of top 10 teams will continue, as we have 8 minutes and 29 seconds left in this third quarter, and then another 15 after that. So there is a lot of lacrosse left to play here in this one. And it's all going to start defensively for the Knights, as the save by Jacob Lance gave the ground ball opportunity to the defense, and then the quick transition led to the shot on goal from number 22. Face-off win, and a nice Paul Rabel-like swim move there.
Essex goal scorer number 22, Evan Clement. Assisted by number 44, Appel.
Great defense here. Double team forces the ground ball, and Troy McNeil scoops it up. And he is sandwiched on that sidelines by a couple of Cougars players. One of them lost his helmet in the middle of it. Cougars will have possession as I think McNeil stepped out of bounds. Love the effort on defense, though, by McNeil and the long stick, double teaming the Cougars ball handler before he could find a passing lane. Forced the turnover. Sadly for the Knights, they weren't able to do anything with it afterwards. Cougars still with possession here, 8-6. It's a 2-goal run here for the Knights. Can the Cougars answer back? Good dodge, get some space away from McNeil, but a good recovery. Here comes Palmer. He takes a shot to the head, and it doesn't matter as he fights through and puts one into the bottom corner. A tremendous goal there from the Cougars, number 3, Austin Palmer. So the 2-goal run ends right there as the Cougars answer with a goal of their own. It is now 9-6 with just over 7 minutes left to play in this third quarter, and this top 10 showdown will continue. On this cold, windy day at the Castle. If you haven't already, check out on YouTube the latest episode of the Kingdom podcast, where Rocco, Jeppy, and I break down women's basketball headed into the playoffs, and, of course, the men's and women's lacrosse team that are in action here this weekend, as the men are in action right now on this Saturday afternoon, and tomorrow, Sunday morning, the women's team will be in action. Men's team trying to find a way to slow this Cougars team down. As the offense for the Knights has started to find their footing, but they're not able to consistently stop the Cougars' defense. So the Cougars are answering with goals right back. See if they can get another goal here. It's good recovery on defense here, and the pass is a little bit too far out in front. A good idea trying to work that ball behind the cage, but the pass just wasn't accurate enough. And the Knights, once again here in this third quarter, catch a break. Cougars, unlike that second quarter where they played pretty perfect ball, in this third quarter they are, and bad communication there, no one talking, and luckily the Knights are able to recover. Number 6, Jesse Hightower, had no idea that defender was coming from behind. And that's why coaching staffs preach communication on the field. You got to talk with one another. That was almost a disaster for the Knights. Hightower with the ball again, falls down, gets back up, gives it up, and the Knights got 25 on the shot clock, so they got to go here. Jimmy Jackson trying to get some space, and that space is not available right now for number 20, so he's going to have to give it up. 5 minutes and some change left in the third quarter. Here's a shot. And nope. I thought the shot was coming, but once again, no communication on the field, as I think Noah Park, number 7, had no idea that the shot clock was winding down there. Missed opportunity for the Knights. One they cannot afford to miss much. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Tempers out on the field as that was our first display of the chippy stuff. Number 22 is in the no-no zone for the Knights, as it is another man-up opportunity for the Cougars. They're 0 for 1 so far. These two teams combined are 0 for 4 on the man-up so far.
Two penalties on Essex number 22. Evan Clement, 1 minute for slashing, 30 seconds for offside.
So Clement gets 30 seconds for offsides and then 1 minute for slashing. So that's a 90-second man up here for the Cougars. And a great opportunity for them to push their lead to 4, or back to 4, I should say. Get their 10th goal of the game here. Sitting on 9 goals right now. A lot of time on the field for the man up. May not need all that time, though, is the 5th time. Nope, it's waved off again. That is the 3rd time the Cougars have had a goal waved off here in this 3rd quarter. Bad job of knowing where you are on the field. And, man, the Knights catch another break in this 3rd quarter. And if they play it straight, they could hold off and kill off another man down. Man-up opportunities here for these two teams. Not the stuff of coaches' dreams, that's for sure. This is stuff coaches have nightmares about. Two teams are about 25 seconds away from being back at even strength. Evan Clement chomping at the bit to get back out there. Sure, he's got to be the most excited one on that sideline that goal was waved off. And the Knights 5 seconds away from successfully killing off another man-up opportunity for the Cougars. And these two teams are now 0 for 5 on the man-up opportunity. And I think that one got a piece of the post, either that or the goalie sent it away. Regardless, a good shot there for the Knights, but a better save. And with 3 minutes and some change left in this 3rd quarter, the Cougars will take over possession once again as they missed out on a 1 minute and 30-second man-up opportunity. This Knights team, solid 3rd quarter performance from them so far. There's a pass, not caught cleanly. The ground ball is scooped up by the Cougars, and they break through the 2nd time around. And the zebra stripes not going to wave that one off, as the lead for the Cougars does find its way back up to 4, 10-6, with just under 3 minutes to play. What a tremendous display of offense here in this game. That's a That's another second chance goal for this Cougars team. Jacob Lance, a couple times here in this game, has stepped up, made the save, only to watch the Cougars get the best of them the 2nd time around. And that's tough stuff for this goalie to swallow. And there Lance makes another save, and he is trying to be the first one to the line, but hustle was all for none that time, as the Cougars will still have possession with now 2 minutes and 30 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. 10-6 is the score. Quick pass up to the top. Here's the drive. And the pass from behind the cage now. High catch. Good recovery on the defense. Ground ball. Knights, dangerous move, playing it towards the middle. But it works out for him. Hightower spins off his defender and gives it up to Davis. Here's Davis. He'll give it on Jackson. And the Knights get into their offense. Just over 90 seconds separates these two teams from the end of this third quarter. And what an exciting third quarter this has been. The Knights went on a 2-goal run about midway through the quarter that cut this game to 2. And then a 2-goal run answered back by the Cougars. Got it back to a 4-point game. And yardstick as Knights player loses his stick on the great check from the Cougars defender. And now with 60 seconds left in the third quarter, the Cougars can hold for the final shot of the third quarter. A tough start to the season for the Knights team, as this is the second of 4 straight top 10 matchups for this Knights squad. They went up against the number 3 ranked team in the nation, last week against the Nassau Lions, and here the Genesee Cougars, the number 2 ranked team in the nation. The Knights no slouches themselves, though, as they're the number 7 ranked team right now. Tough matchup for the Knights, but great lacrosse for the viewers at home. Back-to-back top 10 matchups to start the season. College basketball would kill for a matchup like that this season. And there's a scrum out for the ball. The chippy stuff and the laundry. 2 laundries. Flags coming in bunches here to end this third quarter. And I think the Knights are going to find themselves a man up, possibly 2 men up to start the fourth quarter. We're going to find out when we come back. But what we do know, the score at the end of the first 45 is 10-6 Cougars. Can the Knights blaze the comeback trail? We'll find out when we come back. It would be so much better if you could just shut that window, but we can't. Here, do you want this jacket? I'm trying to. What?
Are you cold?
No, I'm sure. I've always put extra layers on, so it's not my first rodeo here, so.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I appreciate it.
Bro.
It's humongous.
What?
I said it's humongous.
I'm not one for fashion, so I've actually had that since high school.
I didn't wear jackets in high school. That's just not a thing you do. No one wore jackets in high school.
Yeah, I don't think I only wore it when I went snowboarding.
Genesee
back then,
penalties.
So you're probably
Number
right.
20, David Boyenko.
I remember
1
wearing
minute
a
for
lot of them.
slashing. Number 21, Tyler Good. 1 minute illegal body check. Essex will have possession to start the fourth.
Okay, so it's the fourth now?
Yes.
Alright. And that's all, everything I have to fix. It's 6:10, right?
Yes.
Okay. OT2, SL mean?
Those are if the game goes into overtime, and the SO is in case it went into shootout, which this wouldn't be. That would be if we were playing soccer.
Okay. Did you play lacrosse?
I played lacrosse for 1 year when I was in high school because the school I went to in Virginia, there was no tryouts for the team. If you showed up, you made the team. So
Okay.
we were terrible. So that sounds like fun. I'll do that. I played basketball. And the two teams are back out onto the field and ready to start this 15 minutes. And the Cougars team will start this final 15 minutes down 2 men. One of those penalties was for an illegal body check. The other penalty for a slashing. Regardless, it's a 2-man-up opportunity for the Knights. Their 4th man-up opportunity of the game. So far, these two teams are 0 for 5 on the man-up. Jackson and the Knights. Oh, wow, ground ball. And the Knights using that 2-man advantage. First one there. It's a great display of defense here as another tipped pass takes a couple more seconds off the clock. And the Knights are 7 seconds away from going 0 for 4 as, wow, that one will hit the post. It doesn't get much closer than that as these two teams will be back at even strength. And the Knights are now 0 for 4 on the man-up opportunity. These two teams are 0 for 6. Wow. Nightmare fuel for these coaching staffs. 10-6 is still the score. And Evan Clement works in more towards the middle. Long pass. Cole Tebow winds up, and it does not find its target. Doesn't even get towards the cage as it's deflected. Number 45 was winding up the fastball that time and just couldn't get it uncorked. Knights still with possession. Pass from behind the cage. Hightower catches and shoots. Get him, get him, get him. Got him. A nice move there. The 2-man game working to perfection that time as it's back to a 3-goal game as it's 10-7 now as the Knights continue to stick around in this one.
Number 6, Jesse Hightower. Let's just divide number 4, Josh Skelby. Time to go 1 minute 47 seconds in the 4th quarter.
Jesse Hightower, first goal of the season in the game last weekend and gets the 7th goal of the game here in this one. The sophomore midfielder out of Eastern Tech, a local product. As the smell of the grill is starting to find its way through the stadium here at the Castle as the fans in the stands have got to be getting hungry. And what an effort play there from number 16, Blake Terry. He didn't get possession for his team, but effort will get you mighty far in life, and there was a lot of effort on display there. And I'd love to see somebody go diving on the floor like that for a ball, whether it's lacrosse, soccer, basketball. I mean, it's just, you love to see somebody care that much. Hightower. Over to Jackson. The Knights trying to start this 4th quarter on a 2-goal run here. Shelfie's been the point guard on the team here today, racking up a couple assists. .25 on the shot clock. Some time. Here comes Hightower, the wind, the shoot, and it's right onto the stick of the Cougars goalie there. Easy save that time. Hightower got himself a good position, just picked wrong on the location that time, or maybe the goalie for the Cougars guessed right. Regardless, the missed opportunity for the Knights, and They can't afford to miss a lot of opportunities, down 10-7 with just 11 minutes and some change left in this one. There's the handoff, and lots of space. The spin, good double. Oh, he spins the other way and finishes. What a move there from number 22. Andrew Forte. Man, he looked like a vintage Tim Duncan down there in the low post. He spun one way and then spun the other and finished. Not 2 points this afternoon, just one, but a beautiful play and a beautiful display of offense. And it has been that kind of day here for this Cougars team. The offense been rolling all afternoon, getting in good position and making the most of it. 11-7, 11 minutes and some change left in the contest. And there's a great duel at center X. It's won by the Knights as McNeil chases it down. There's a great effort from Hassan Davis, and much like last week against the Nassau Lions, the Knights face-off unit is finding their groove down the stretch. They started off being dominated at the face-off, and now here down the stretch, they're holding their own and getting some consistent wins. Said it earlier here in this contest, the face-off unit for the Knights, it's going to be a struggle for them possibly all season long, but definitely at the beginning of the season, as this is a brand new face-off unit, not one single returning player from last year's team. And there's the pass, and Hickman can't catch it. It would have had to been Mr. Fantastic to catch that one cleanly anyway, as Mason Hickman is 6'3", and that still was well over his head. Missed opportunity there again for the Knights as the Cougars will take over on the offense with 10 minutes to play. It's back to a 4-goal lead here for the Cougars, and I believe, I could be wrong, but I believe a 4-goal lead is their largest of the game. Cougars trying to make it 5 goals there, but that one well over the cage. Knights. Strong defense so far. See if that continues. Long shot. What a move, and the fist pump afterwards says it all. That one was a beauty. Tristan Engelhart, the freshman attackman out of Orlando, Florida, looked like old school Dennis Scott with the outside shot that time. Man, that's a reference that you youngsters not going to know. Dennis Scott, the old school outside three-point marksman for the Shaq and Penny Hardaway Orlando Magic teams of the late 90s, the last team to beat Michael Jordan's Chicago Bulls in the playoffs. Genesee Cougars team looking like those Jordan Bulls teams right now as they are rolling here on offense and maybe possibly starting to run away with this one as it's now 12-7. A good win at the faceoff from number 2, Hassan Davis. Gets the Knights possession and an opportunity to cut into that lead here. As the 4-goal lead has been stretched out to a 5-goal lead, I believe the largest of the game for the Cougars. The Knights. One-on-one play. Clement spins around the double and has to give it up to Hickman. Good recovery on the slide there. And here's Cole Tebow sending someone onto the other side. They collapse onto one side. Hickman, he's going to get a shot, and he's going to make the most of it. Number 17 takes the pass from number 45 and buries it into the back of the net. A tremendous display of offense there from the Knights. You see the great offense from the Cougars on the other side, and the Knights say, hey, we could do that too. And the Knights certainly can do that. They just got to find a way to do it consistently. Oh, there's a great face-off win there. A dominating face-off win. I was talking about those Shaq and Penny Orlando Magic teams earlier in the broadcast. Shaquille O'Neal quoted in an interview earlier this week saying, greatness is not about what you can do once, it's about what you can do consistently. And if this Knights team wants to be great, like I know they do, they need to find a way to consistently play their game. Consistency not been one of their strong traits to start this season, as they put together 3 strong quarters against Nassau last week and an ugly fourth quarter. And it's kind of more of the same here in this one against Genesee. And there's a ball on the ground. It's bouncing around, and Jacob Lance comes out from between the pipes and gets it. And he'll go for the pass over to McNeil. McNeil catches it on the bounce. A lot of real estate. Fakes the pass, takes it himself. Shot and a save. What a move by number 1. Just couldn't finish it. A great transition move there from Troy McNeil. And here comes Jimmy Jackson and the Knights offense once again. Both teams picking up the pace here in this fourth quarter, and the coaching staff for the Knights will slow down that pace as they'll take a timeout. Just over 7 minutes and some change left here in this fourth quarter. The score is 12-8 in favor of the Cougars. We'll be back after this short break. I was just about to say, you should have waited till the clock hit 000 to say that.
I know.
Spoke it into existence. Well, if you fall, just fall this way. So
Knock on wood.
don't fall on the ground.
Nope, I'll take you out. It's fine. Break your bones. No harm.
I'll do it now. We got 1 more year left on that insurance.
Oh, yeah.
Jimmy Jackson will take over possession as these two teams will restart things after the short break. The Knights have a lot of time on this possession as they have 60 seconds on the shot clock. 7 minutes and some change on the game clock. Lots of time for the Knights to make a comeback here, but they need to consistently put some offense together. They need to consistently shut out the Cougars offense, and that is a rocket of a pass that rolls all the way onto the other side of the field, and the Cougars will take over possession. So that is 3 straight possessions for the Knights, ending with some frustration. Cougars, Palmer taking it, gets the defense to collapse on him and makes the extra pass. Good recovery defense there from the Knights. makes the Cougars slow down. That bounce pass finds its way to Palmer. And what was that? Lance gives it up after the whistle restarts things. McNeil, nice dodge around one defender. Gets himself into a scoring area and rips a shot. That is saved by the Cougars. McNeil, good effort from number one here this afternoon, defensively and offensively. I think McNeil will head over to the sideline as a new defensive unit will come on. Good effort there from Park. Can't get the ball off the stick, though. And the pass doesn't find its target, but the ground ball is scooped up by the Cougars. Just over 5 minutes to play. 40 on the shot clock, so the Cougars have a lot of time here. And they'll take as much of it as they can. In the driver's seat, here's Palmer. Trying to get away from the defense and cannot, so he'll have to make that pass. The extra pass, the shot, and it's well over the cage. Number 22 wound up and ripped a laser beam. Andrew Forte was looking for his third goal of the game. Not going to get it there. There's the pick. And sets up the offense, and the ground ball is scooped up by the Knights as the pass doesn't find its target. And here's the transition game working. Appel is into the offensive zone, and he'll give it up to Park. So the offensive unit can get set up and go to work with just over 4 minutes left. 12-8. Pass in front. Jackson's pass found Hightower, but Hightower couldn't catch it cleanly. May have been a little bit too far out in front. Regardless, it's another missed opportunity for the Knights. Speaking of missed opportunities, Cougars miss out on one on the other side, and here comes Hightower and the Knights. Quick transition. Jackson. The pass, and another one of Jackson's passes can't be caught cleanly. That one I don't think had anything to do with number 20. It's the mental lapse, I think, from his teammate, Joshua Skelfie, excuse me. Now 3 minutes and 30 seconds is all that separates these two teams from the end of this contest. Pass out in front, and man, that's picture-perfect lacrosse there as the drive gets the slide onto one side, and then that extra pass leads to an easy shot in front of the cage. Coaching staff can't draw it up any better than that. 13-8 is now the score, and this tough fourth quarter will continue.
Genesee goal number 4, Spencer Nyhart. Assisted by number 21, Tyler Good. Time of the goal, 11:39 in the fourth.
Oh, wow, what a quick turnaround there as the Cougars quickly add another one to the scoreboard. And it is now 14-8.
Genesee goal scored by number 20, Aiden Bayenko. Assisted by number 10, George Bayenko.
Quick shot. Wow, well over the cage. Maybe somebody got a stick on the butt of number 2, Hassan Davis's stick, and forced that pass well over. And there's Laundry on the field. And another man-up opportunity for the Knights. This one will come with exactly 3 minutes left in the contest. How long will this man-up opportunity be? We'll find out. Remember, these two teams 0 for 6 on the man-up so far here in this contest. One of those man-ups for the Cougars team was 1 minute and 30 seconds. One of the man-ups for this Knights team was actually a 2-man man-up. So both teams had some just tremendous opportunities on the man-up, but not able to capitalize. The defenses have come to play here this afternoon. Jackson, a quick shot on the man up that time, and an easy save. And now the Cougars will do their best to hold on to this ball for the final 30 seconds, effectively killing another man up opportunity for the Knights, pushing these two teams to 0-7 in that category. Timeout taken by the Cougars. They'll talk strategy here as there is 2 minutes and 17 seconds left on the game clock and 17 seconds left on the man-up opportunity for the Knights. The Cougars with possession when we come back on this Saturday afternoon top 10 showdown at the Castle. Ball's on the ground, and a big hit. Great ball control, though. And the Cougars will still have possession after the ground ball is scooped up. And the Cougars successfully kill off another man-up opportunity for the Knights, moving the Knights to 0-5 in that category. Now under 2 to play, 15 on the shot clock, so the Cougars got to go quickly here. The spin, good recovery on the defensive side. Now under 10 on the shot clock. Worked into the middle. The shot does not find its way to the cage. That one does. And the restart on the game clock already happened, though, or did it? It did, and a timeout taken by the Cougars. That is just a tremendous display of offense there. He got that shot off at the last possible second. It hit the post, and as the horn was blowing for the shot clock violation. The zebra stripes on the far sideline was waving his finger in the air to signal for the shot clock restart. And now, a minute and 16 seconds left on the game clock, 80 seconds on the shot clock. The Cougars will have possession when we come back. 14-8 is the score. And it looks like the Knights are going to be falling to 0-2 on the season, though the Knights will be in action again next Friday, March 13th at Mercer. And then Saturday, March 14th versus Brookdale. The very next day, they'll be back in action. So a lot of home games here to start this season. 3 out of the 4 games to start the year are at home. Sadly for the Knights, all 4 of those teams or games to start the season are against top 10 opponents. Every coach talks about wanting to be tested early. Well, this Knights team is certainly going to be tested early. They've not risen up to the test to start, as they are a minute and 16 seconds away from falling 0-2. Though, for a little perspective, those losses come at the hands of the number 3 ranked team in the nation and the number 2 ranked team in the nation. Be interesting to see where the Knights end up in the rankings the next time those polls come out. They're number 7 right now. And they were number 7 before last week's loss to Nassau. Let's see if this week's loss to Genesee has any changes in those rankings. And there's McNeil with the hold. He's shaking his head. He's disappointed. That was a pretty blatant call. Pretty obvious call, excuse me. Shot clock has been turned off now, as with 48 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Jacob Lance just getting bullied out there. He's doing his best. And a cross check on McNeil will send him in towards the no-no zone. And number 8 is headed over to the sidelines as well. Well, not because he got a penalty, but because he broke his stick. I'm sure whoever felt the wrath of that check is going to have a mighty bruise on the end of his arm. A 1-minute penalty for cross-check will take us to the end of the contest, unless the Cougars score, of course. Cougars will take a timeout here, talk strategy. Man, the last 3 minutes of this contest has looked like an NBA game. Lots of stops on the clock, so many whistles. 2 teams trying to extend this game as long as possible. Fans, stick around for tomorrow's game, 10 o'clock in the morning. I know it's an early start, but hey, it's Sunday and there's no football. What else are you going to do? Go to church. Anyway, tomorrow, 10 a.m., it's women's lacrosse action here at the Castle, CCBC Essex. Women's lacrosse action starting up here, and you're not going to want to miss that one. I'll be on the call again for that game. The women going to try and make sure it's not a clean sweep of the lacrosse program here this weekend. And they'll restart things. Remember, the Knights man down for the next 30 seconds. Interesting that the Cougars would take that timeout. If this is what they're going to do after the timeout, just hold on to the ball for the final 20 seconds. as these two teams start to shake hands. There's a very physical contest between these two teams. A close third quarter led to a fourth quarter that wasn't very pretty, but the final score is 14-8. And the Knights fall to 0-2 to start the season at home after back-to-back losses to top 5 teams. A tough start to the season for this Knights squad, but a lot more lacrosse left to be played this season. Once again, stick around if you can, as tomorrow we have women's lacrosse action starting bright and early at 10 in the morning. But if you can't make it for tomorrow's game, and this is the last I get to see you, well, until next time, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.